Okay, so after watching the vice presidential debate last night, who would you say won and why?
This is a typical philosopher move, but I'm struck by how we frame these debates in terms of winning or losing, when nothing about their structure actually sets up for defeat or loss. It seems to me um, that because there's so little direct interaction between the candidates as they speak, that it's in some ways two parallel narratives that don't have a lot to do with each other. Sarah Palin did this very explicitly when she over and over refused to answer certain questions. And in fact, at one point explicitly said that she's not going to answer certain questions. The obvious implication, seemed to me, was that she was not capable of answering those questions, and or that answering other questions put her in a better light. The common wisdom seems to be, after the debates, that both of them avoided the worst possibilities that they both faced, and they both faced pretty serious possibilities that could have happened. I agree with that. I thought Sarah Palin was much more focused. She was doing a great job of speaking directly to the camera. I thought she just, really showed her modeling background in that moment, and to her benefit. I thought Joe Biden did a great job of being challenging to Governor Palin without running the risk of being either condescending or potentially lacking in chivalry. I don't care a lot about chivalry, but some people do, and he could have lost a lot by coming across as overly chivalrous. It seemed to me that Joe Biden just had a lot more details. He had a lot more specifics in his answers. He was much more compelling in his argumentation. I am more inclined to be in agreement with both of his policies and his approaches, so there's some bias there. I thought Governor Palin was much more concerned in appearing to be populist in her language, both in terms of accent and word choice, and the winking, which I found truly odd. But again, it's going to work in some cases. I did not think that she showed herself to be much better at the art of debating as it is framed in this television age. So she's become much better at dodging questions. She's been much better at turning questions around. It didn't seem to me that she showed any improvement in detailed grasping, and a detailed grasp of the issues involved, foreign policy or in economics. So she's going to get a lot of points for her performance, and that's going to be seen as terrifically relevant. From my perspective in choosing a president, that performance is far less relevant than depth of knowledge and skill in framing issues in a productive way. I also thought, one thing that was interesting is that she talked a lot more about herself individually as opposed to McCain, where Biden was very much a representative of Obama. He was always now she did that somewhat, but she can't call on a lot of specifics in McCain's background in terms of his votes and things like that. So she talked a lot about what she did as governor and less carrying the standard for McCain.